morning everybody from Melbourne Tullamarine International Airport, it's Terminal 1. My name is Hugo and today I'm going to be taking a flight on board one of Qantas 737s on a flight from here in Melbourne up to Sydney. I'm going to be continuing on to Singapore, but in this video I'll just cover the first leg of the journey. So without further ado, let's head inside the terminal and check in. Now inside the terminal, since I have an international connection to Singapore and then to KL, a trip aboard about the leg to Singapore is already out on my channel, I've got to use an international connections desk or a service desk I think. In this case there were international connection desks and priority lanes for service desks, which I was able to use thanks to my Qantas Gold status. There was a staff member there to guide you with lanes and stuff. Check-in was quick, there was a short line and the staff were friendly. I got my baggage checked through to KL and all of my boarding passes. The new security screening at this terminal has opened, and there was a decent regular line, but there was also priority with no line, so that was nice. So security was super quick and only took a couple minutes or so. Airside, it looks like more has opened once again. It's definitely a lot better than what it used to look like. But again, thanks to my Qantas Gold status, I have access to the Qantas Club, so let's go and check that out. On this occasion, the Qantas Club had a standard selection of food including hot and drinks. Not bad, but not amazing. The barista coffee this morning was better than usual I think. Overall, as usual, it's a solid lounge, especially for Qantas. It does the job just fine, and for a Qantas domestic lounge it's good with a pretty modern interior. There's my ride to Sydney. Victor Hotel Victor Uniform Alpha is a 2004 built Boeing 737-838, which was delivered new to Qantas. This aircraft is named Narooma, I imagine after the town in New South Wales, and relatively recently has been painted into the Silveroo livery. Boarding clearly started a bit early. It seems like boarding is now 30 minutes before departure.
Thanks, how are you?
Yeah, good. Do you know where you're going?
Yep.
Where's that?
8-8.
No, you're going to Sydney.
It seems like boarding is now 30 minutes before departure, but they started before that I think, and they used groups. Welcome on board one of Qantas 737-800s, which in business class features 12 B/E Aerospace Millennium seats. These seats are laid out in a 2-2 configuration. I believe this is followed by 162 B/E Aerospace Innovator 2 seats in a 3-3 configuration. In my previous Qantas 737 video, I got the sort of jackpot, with split scimitars, in-flight entertainment screens and sky interior, but this aircraft features none of that. My seat for this flight will be 8A. Now let's take a quick look at the seat features. The legroom is average. It's 30 inches but limited by the double seat back padding and also the seat back pocket which contains some literature. Then here's a standard tray table which can be adjusted back and forth but you can't fold it. And instead of in-flight entertainment screens, this aircraft features tablet holders. The seats do feature coat hooks. There's the overhead panel. There is no universal power sockets, but there was 4, I'm guessing fast charging, USB-A sockets for each 3 economy seats. Each seat features a headrest adjustable both vertically and on the sides. These seats do have an audio entertainment system installed, and as mentioned earlier, double seat back padding.
On behalf of the entire crew, welcome aboard 412 through to Sydney. Do appreciate you coming on so early. It means that we should be able to get you away a couple of minutes early. In the meantime, I do ask you to check that your seat backs are upright, your tray tables are stowed, and all window shades are now open. Like. For those of you sitting in rows 13 and 14, the emergency exit rows, please ensure that all hand luggage is in the overhead lockers only, leaving nothing on the floor, nothing large in the seat pockets.
This didn't seem to be a particularly full flight today, at least compared to the usual in Australia. It's now time for pushback, about 6 minutes ahead of schedule.
After this, couple lights will begin, 3 marks from the panels, just button heads.
Today, you're flying on a Qantas Boeing 737. We know you're more than capable of operating a seatbelt, but here are a few points on how this one works. Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the clasp into the buckle and tighten by pulling the strap. And a whistle and light. Make sure you only inflate your life jacket after you leave the aircraft. If you can't reach the seat in front, lean as far forward as you can and hold onto your legs. Is not permitted anywhere on board. Armrest is down, your seat back is upright, and your tray table is stowed.
By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far and you'd like to see more like it, then please consider liking and subscribing, as it would help me and the channel out so much and it'd be very much appreciated. But if you don't want to, that's completely okay. It's now time for takeoff on runway 34. Now that we're in the air, it's time for the refreshment service, which today included a hot, I believe, vegetarian snack, which was a spinach and ricotta wrap. I personally found it to be alright, but not great. A bit bland. I personally generally prefer the paninis or the quiche, but some people might have liked the wrap, of course. Drinks offered seemed to be the standard, so tea, coffee, juice and water. I got an orange juice and a water. The orange juice came in a different cup to what I was expecting. I don't know why they changed it to that. There was still some of the normal red cups, but maybe they're just using them for hot drinks? Unless they've been using the other ones for a while, I don't know. Anyway, the Short Breaks magazine or whatever seemed to have some interesting stuff in it, but I feel like I've seen better Qantas magazines. The seat recline is quite decent.
Through collecting service items. In preparation for arrival, please check now that your seat backs are upright, tray tables are stowed, and all window shades are now open. For those with laptop computers, it's time to power them off and put them back into the overhead lockers or into a bag under the seat in front of you. Once again, please don't put any laptops in the seat pockets. In Qantas domestic sectors. International services, make your way directly to Gate Lounge 15. Transfer across the international terminal. Captain, please make the cabin.
Now as we're descending into Sydney, please allow me to conclude this flight with Qantas. Check-in in Melbourne was good, as was security, with priority being helpful. Though I wasn't able to get a mobile boarding pass, I think because I had an international connection. That would have been nice. The lounge was relatively good, I guess. The coffee was good, but yeah. Boarding was early, I assume, and efficient, I guess, since we got underway early. But we've done a bit of a triangle in the sky, I assume thanks to Sydney traffic, so we're not going to arrive early. The seat is great and comfy for the short flight, but it doesn't have in-flight entertainment screens or power sockets on this aircraft like some do. As for the in-flight service, the amount was as expected really, but nothing impressive, and the food wasn't amazing in my opinion, but fine I guess. The drink selection was as good as usual. The free Wi-Fi worked, which is always nice. Overall, it was a solid experience with Qantas, nothing impressive, but nothing bad. The improvements to Terminal 1 are nice to see. Also, as always, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments. We'll soon pull into the gate about 3 minutes behind schedule, but for now please enjoy the rest of the approach and landing on Sydney Kingsford Smith International Airport's runway 34 left.
welcome to Sydney. Local time is 8:39. For your safety, those around you to remain in the seat with your seatbelts fastened until the aircraft has come to a stop at the terminal. Once the seatbelt sign has been switched off, go be leaving through the forward left door. Do check the overhead lockers, seat pockets and surrounds for any belongings. This aircraft is returning back to Melbourne. For those who are with another domestic service today, there's monitors as you enter the terminal. That'll show you next departure gate. International services, make your way directly to Gate Lounge 15 for transfer across the international terminal. As always, there's no smoking while disembarking or throughout the terminal buildings. On behalf of all the crew, thank you all for flying with us. It's been a pleasure having you on board today, and we look forward to seeing you all again soon.
I'd like to take this time to thank you all so much for watching this video. I'd also like to thank all of my incredible Patreons for helping to make these videos possible. Their support is truly so much appreciated, and I couldn't do what I do without them, so thank you so much to them.
See you again.
See ya.
See you later.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too. Bye, folks.
Once again, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you in my next one next Saturday at 5 PM Melbourne time.